Hi there, this is Lee McQueen, and I'm just following up on the election lawsuits that I spoke of earlier. I think it was as far back as the video "Will California Flip to Bernie Sanders" when I spoke about that. And I'm just following up to give an update on the status of some of the legal standing of the lawsuit. At trustvote.org, and the link is going to be in the description. The name of that website is actually the Institute for American Democracy and Election Integrity. I think it's just easier saying trustvote.org. That's the name of the organization that's running this investigation, and then also the lawsuits as well. And so there's two lawyers, and they've been working really hard on this issue. The lawsuit that they're going to file has not been filed yet. They want to wait and delay it in order to include the results from the California primary. And that means that they have to wait for the provisional ballots, the mail-in ballots, and any ballots that weren't machine readable to be counted. And so they're waiting for California to actually finish counting the ballots and then certifying the ballots. They have noticed a trend from the counts so far of some counties flipping to Bernie Sanders and perhaps more. There's approximately about a little over 1 million ballots left to count. And so they do about 75,000 ballots per day. And then hopefully by the time it's time to certify, they have to send the results of the count to the Secretary of State on June 7th. And then the count is announced on June 8th. And then the count is certified, I think, the week after that. And so probably the lawsuit won't go forward until after those results are added in, examined and then analyzed and then added into the whole. So, and then after that, even after the lawsuit is filed, there's going to be about 25 days for discovery to, force documents from the opposition. And as we know, the Clinton machine is, are experts at delaying and hiding and concealing information. So it's likely that this will be resolved and all knowledge known in time for the November election. But it's unlikely that it will be resolved prior to the Democrat National Convention. There's just not enough time. And so all the same, the two lawyers, Cliff Arnebeck and Robert Petrakis, they're still accepting anecdotal evidence and information from voters who were stymied at the polls. So if you have information that you want to send to them, you can email it. They've been getting a lot of information by email. In addition, a lot of this centers on the no party preference voters, the what we would also call unaffiliated voters. They were given provisional ballots rather than a Democrat crossover ballot that they were supposed to get. And then even that was with reluctance. They, technically the language from the Secretary of State, the official position is, well, the poll workers are supposed to just hand them the crossover ballots if they, are no party no party preference voters. Just hand them the ballot. That was the instruction in the manual from the Secretary of State. But what actually happened at the polls were the poll workers put an additional gauntlet in front of the voters. They were told, during their training, they were told, well, wait for them to ask for a Democrat crossover ballot. If they ask for it, then you give it to them. But if they don't ask for it, then don't give it to them. So suppression, very insidious type of suppression. They were supposed to just offer the ballot Instead, they said, well, make them ask you for it, and using the exact language. They have to say the words Democrat crossover ballot, and then they can get one. So it was suppression. And there is one lawsuit that actually already has been filed. It was filed against an individual voter against Michael Vu, the San Diego registrar. So Ray Lutz submitted that lawsuit for the improper decision not to count any qualifying provisional ballots in the 1% manual recount in San Diego. So they're also waiting to hear the results of that. So one lawsuit has gone forward. The main major lawsuit that also involves, California plus other states, that's still waiting on being held and delayed for the results of the California count of the remaining ballots. And then they also give an update on the exit polling and acknowledge the fact that Edison Research and the media media consortium that used exit polls in other states deliberately shut down the exit polls in the remaining states as a result of someone doing a write-up of the discrepancy. So lots of insidious stuff going on. And there'll be links in the description. You can go to this website and see the update yourself. It's from June 21st. And then also an email on how to contact Trust Vote and send your information in if you have any. And just to see the status of the California vote as well. So things are going forward, and like many things in life, it takes a little bit longer than expected. But it's moving forward. It's just they want to make the case stronger. So we'll see what happens.